The environment for Bitcoin has quite literally never in the history of mankind been more favorable than it is right now. Altcoins continue to lag behind. But is that all about to change big time? So if you agree that the juice is about to be let loose, and what I mean by that is we're about to get pumped on big time, aka experience gainer after gainer after gainer. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, get signed up to FeeMax below if you want to buy some of these altcoins, if you want to buy Bitcoin, if you want to get deposit bonuses. And without any further ado, let's absolutely, unequivocally, and without fear, completely dump on in. So I think it goes without saying that altcoins have been disgustingly dumped on over the last 2 years, basically. The Bitcoin dominance chart is the easiest illustration of that. You can see that here. Basically, the higher this chart goes, the higher Bitcoin dominance is, and that basically translates to altcoins getting absolutely dumped on, cumstered and dumpstered, right? Let's take a look. Oh my goodness, yeah, this it goes back, right? Like it's pretty savage, pretty much. I mean, yeah, end of 2022. It's been like 2 years. Altcoins have just been ravaged, completely diddled up and down, kind of like a. Well, I won't even say something like that, I guess. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. But, yeah, very big. So we see that, and I absolutely think that that's about to change, and I want to make a case for why. But, obviously, it's also important to talk about Bitcoin. Now, I'll actually share something. For the first time, because I keep my crypto in 10, 15, 20 different wallets, which, by the way, is good advice. If you have crypto out there, especially if you have an amount that you don't want to lose, I recommend having multiple wallets, right? I mean, imagine if you only had one and then it got hacked or whatever and you lost all of it. Holy cow, that'd be that would not feel great, right? So yeah, my recommendation is have many wallets, different ones, different, just diversify your portfolio, but also diversify your protection, your wallets. Yeah, because I don't want to see people lose their crypto. That's a horrible feeling, right? Nobody wants that. So with that being said, this is the very first bull market where I'm actually very in tune with almost exactly how much money I have invested, which is kind of funny. I went through the last bull market kind of just, I almost didn't even want to know how much I had because I don't know why actually. But yeah, with a portfolio tracker or something like that, it's actually pretty easy to keep a track on everything. And right now, the reason I bring this up is because my portfolio right now is pretty heavy Bitcoin, but even in the last 12, 24 hours, I've actually seen that because altcoins have been gaining. I mean, I look on the side of my screen, Matic up is right now, Matic's up 10%. Bitcoin is flat right now, meaning Bitcoin is not up or down in the last 24 hours, but Matic's up 10%, Cardano's up 8%. So already some of these altcoins are diverging a little bit and having a little bit of movement outside of Bitcoin. And so the reason I bring up my portfolio is because, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's been going up for a couple weeks now. I mean, this is the Bitcoin chart. You can see it's been pretty up for more like the last couple months. But I've actually made more money, or maybe not more, but equivalent in just the last day or two because of how much altcoins went up. So never underestimate how much money you can actually make with altcoins. It's much. During a bull market, keep in mind you can lose way more money with altcoins because they dump way harder than Bitcoin. But at the right time, if you're invested in altcoins, obviously you can make a crazy return on altcoins. And that is why, I'm going to make a little prediction, that is why, hint, people making altcoin videos are going to be the very highest viewed, highest rated videos over the next few months. It always is, right? Every bull market, it's the same. Most people aren't going to go out there and be like, hey, I'm getting in crypto for the first time. I'm going to put in a couple $100,000 to get a couple Bitcoin. No, most people don't have a couple $100,000 they can just dump into crypto for their first investment, right? A lot of people, maybe they have a couple thousand laying around or something like that, and they want something a little riskier that can give them a lot more money. And guys, obviously, that's altcoins. Altcoins are much more of a gamble, okay? Obviously, you can lose way more money with altcoins, but also you can make way more money if you play the next few months right. And that's I want to lead into a few things here. So we see that, first of all, Bitcoin's BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is officially bigger than its gold ETF. Over 33 billion assets accumulated in just 10 months. That's unheard of. It's quite literally the fastest growing ETF of all time. Do you guys understand that? Like, I mean, Willy Woo even says right here, what, the fastest growing ETF of all time, that's an alpha signal right there. I'm glad nobody is paying attention, so we have more time to stack. That's another thing. I'm honestly like shocked at how little the engage, like I think like Ben Cowan, I saw his tweet like over the last few hours, basically saying like the numbers of engagement on all these YouTube channels, these crypto YouTube channels, they're still like 1/4 of what they were at the top of the last market, meaning like people have not returned yet. There are no new viewers. Like look at this, like the comments that I'm getting from you guys, it's all the same people that have been commenting. It's like nobody new. And that's the same for everyone. That's what his post was about, is that like nobody is really gaining like hundreds of thousands of subscribers right now. It's still like flat, which is blowing my mind, which makes me more bullish than ever because still nobody is paying attention. I don't get it. Honestly, I think maybe people are underestimating how much FTX and all that completely destroyed retail's interest and appetite. But I think that's going to come back very soon and very quickly, especially once we break 100K. Oh my gosh, normies worldwide are going to be begging their granny for a couple extra dollars to buy the next meme coin or the next altcoin. It's about to change, very, in my opinion, big time. We also see that the ETF has surpassed gold, right, in assets, 33 billion compared to gold's now slightly under 33 billion. Crazy. It's happened at record speed. We see this chart completely blows my mind. This right here, where my arrow is, was the first year the gold ETF was introduced. This is the first year the Bitcoin ETF was introduced. Are you kidding me? Can we have a moment of like literally think about that. Look at it. That's quite literally. I say this a lot. Like I say the word literally 100 times a video. I say insane a lot, but like I simply don't have a word to describe how completely banana mode this is. Imagine what year 2, 3, 4, 5, imagine what those are going to look like. You guys have, I mean, man, it's quite literally nobody is bullish enough or even close. This is insane. We have CNBC here talking about Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset to fix the debt, which is something Donald Trump also mentioned a few months ago during his campaign and at the Bitcoin summit or the meeting and all that. Like, it's unbelievable. CNBC, I've been watching it every once in a while for the past couple days. Well, I have it on like in my living room, but like they're just absolutely gobbling this stuff up. Half of their segments are about crypto right now. Do you want to know why? Because they understand that this regulatory environment that we're about to move into when the new president is sworn in, it has the potential to be the most bullish ignition signal for the crypto market that has ever existed. Guys, we're not waiting for a Bitcoin spot ETF to be approved. They were approved almost a year ago, back in January of this year. It's been almost a full year. And as I just said, not only have they been successful, they have quite literally been the most successful ETFs ever launched. I have almost no words. I don't know how. It's crazy. Like, do you guys know FOMO, the fear of missing out, right? Maybe you're a teenager and you wanted to go to a high school party and maybe you didn't get invited or you weren't whatever. Like that fear of like, oh, I wish I was involved. Every single person that understands what is happening right now to crypto has the biggest FOMO they could ever imagine. But most people on this planet don't have that FOMO because they don't know that this is happening. Soon they will know. It's not going to be long. It's going to slap them in the face. Okay? They're going to get a reach around surprise that they did not see coming. This is insane. We see, again, that was Tom Lee. Tom Lee quoted as saying potentially a treasury reserve asset is what Bitcoin is, could help the deficit, predicts 150,000 by the end of the year. I need to be pretty transparent here. Let's be honest. Tom Lee, I've been I've been in crypto for like 8 years. Tom Lee has said a lot of wild things that never ended up being true. But honestly, over the last year or so, he's like tamed his predictions down. I mean, this guy was predicting like a 400,000 Bitcoin like 4 years ago, but now he's saying 150 this year. I mean, that's a pretty reasonable. That's a reasonable prediction. Just because people have had crazy predictions in the past doesn't mean that they're completely not credible, right? I think he made some mistakes clearly, but that I wouldn't give too much weight to Tom Lee's predictions if I'm being totally honest. But honestly, I mean, that's not even a crazy prediction. That makes more sense than most of his predictions. We see that states are planning Bitcoin reserves for next year. Dennis Porter, CEO of the Satoshi Action Fund, confirmed that in 2025, multiple states will have strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation introduced. Some have already shown interest in Bitcoin integration already. We see places like California, Nevada, Montana, Nebraska, Kansas, Arizona, Texas, Tennessee, New Hampshire, these places that are friendly towards it. We have some places that are unfriendly, obviously, places like New York, I guess Georgia, Alabama. We have places that is unclear, places like Florida, and then the rest, there's no real rulings, places like, all these other places. But at the end of the day, crypto is going to be more and more significant, more and more relevant when it comes to everything, especially politics as well. It's going to be crazy. BlackRock is quietly doubling down on Bitcoin. No, I don't think it's quiet. I think BlackRock has been a huge advocate of Bitcoin this last year, pretty much ever since the ETFs were introduced. And oh my gosh, I mean, guys, we have BlackRock pumping our bags. We haven't even seen the beginning of this yet. Insane. Now, I want to talk a little bit about altcoins. So we see altcoins, the total 2 chart, biggest breakout according to the El Crypto Prof on X. The biggest breakout in 4 years is imminent, and bears are sidelined. Alt season will soon no longer just be a meme. I mean, massive accumulation. I'm going to take a look at my charts in a second as well, but guys, when this starts lifting off, man, I've seen it happen, right? If you've been through a 4-year cycle, you know what it feels like. You know how it is. My body's ready. This is insane. Every day that goes by that we don't see the pump is a blessing, because that's another day we can accumulate a little bit more before the inevitable gigantic moonshot. It's coming. According to Crypto Rover, the altcoin season always starts right after U.S. elections. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart here. Look at this. This was back in 2017. This is back in 2020. I mean, look at this. The U.S. election, and look what happened to dominance, within weeks every time. I think Bitcoin has a long way to go up, but I think altcoins are really going to start performing. And honestly, that's what we have even seen. We have seen altcoins move a little bit more bullishly in just the last 48 hours than we have the last 8 months. Altcoins are starting to move, but that's the key there. The key word is starting, right? Still insanely early. We see that the total 2 chart has broken out of its almost 8-month-long descending broadening wedge. Everything going according to plan? Absolutely, I agree. And we see that, altcoins just are clearly breaking out. I actually want to look at my chart right here. So this is the total 2 chart. This is the total 3 chart, but basically it says the same thing here. There was a clear top, and basically the top for right now would be around 961 billion. Currently, we're over $1 trillion in market cap for the entire crypto cap minus Bitcoin, so the entire altcoin market. We see that the MACD has had its first bullish cross, just like Bitcoin, right? We see that the RSI has had its first bullish cross, just like Bitcoin and the rest of the market. Altcoins are about to get heated up very quickly. Altcoins explode like crazy. They dump like crazy during bear markets, and they pump like crazy during bull markets. This was honestly the craziest thing I've ever seen. Back in 2016, 2017, this was absolutely insane. Going from like 100 million or less than 100 million in market cap all the way up to $500 billion. Unbelievable. This was like the beginning of altcoins, basically. Like, altcoins were invented before this, obviously, but this was the run that really changed everything for the entire crypto space. We went from about 37 billion up to almost 2 trillion in the last bull market as well. That's pretty impressive. I mean, that's from bottom to top. That's a solid, just a casual 4,500% across the entire altcoin space. What do you think is going to happen this time? From bottom to where we are right now, we're up about 140%. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, we have so much to go. So much to go. It's crazy. I can't even. Oh my gosh. Give me a break, bro. So much money is about to be made. And if you don't take profits, so much money is about to be lost as well. Keep that in mind. But yeah, so obviously I think that the election for Bitcoin is going to be insane. The price of Bitcoin still, I mean, this weekly candle looks absolutely beautiful. The weekly candle closes in about 48 hours. If we close where we are right now, we will have the highest weekly close Bitcoin has ever had in its existence. We are quite literally at the highest point Bitcoin has ever been right now. We're at all-time highs right now. The environment is quite literally gigabullish times 10 times infinity. Really, everything is going according to plan. And it's kind of crazy. If you're here right now, and you're not sidelined, congratulations. You deserve this. You deserve what's about to come. You deserve what's about to happen. Absolutely. Because it wasn't easy. It's not fun sitting through sideways for months and months and dumpiness for months and months and years sometimes. It's not always the most fun thing. But if you had conviction and you stayed through this, then you absolutely deserve the massive pump that is coming. Stock market looks great. Risk on assets look great. It looks fantastic. Now, guys, keep in mind, I don't want to say that it's all sunshine and rainbows only from here, but the only thing that I'm saying is that we have an extremely high chance, a very high likelihood of making a ton of money in the next 6 months. And the side bonus is that Bitcoin potentially could be a reserve asset. It could literally continue to change and help people's lives as well. Whereas in my opinion, altcoins are still kind of a gamble. I genuinely believe in the benefits of Bitcoin and the freedom that it can bring to the planet. The tyranny that these banks have been, pushing over human citizens for decades, right? Centuries, really. Bitcoin is the first real option to really help people from that. So I believe in Bitcoin from like in an ideological sense, but I also believe in the crypto space as an amazing vehicle to make you a lot of wealth, to create wealth for you. It's a beautiful thing, I think. Now, obviously, with that being said, there's an amazing chance to make a lot of money, but with that comes risk, and you can lose money, and you have to be smart about it, and you have to take responsibility for your choices during these types of environments. But it is truly a beautiful, like once in a lifetime, I believe, chance that we're about to get. This is my opinion. I think this is the Bitcoin bull run, the one we're about to see. Mainstream adoption, potentially worldwide regulation in terms of clear-cut structure and safeguards and positive things. Is there going to be bad things that come out of it? Sure, right? It's not going to be only good. But all I'm saying is we have a real shot for a very, very bright future in crypto to where we don't have all of this. We've overcome so many hurdles to get to where we are. And at this point, the bad guys can only do so much. The fact that Bitcoin is still around today is a testament to the fact that, in my opinion, I don't think it's really going anywhere. Unless the planet explodes. Then obviously nobody's going to use Bitcoin if we all explode tomorrow. But yeah, this is such a beautiful moment. I think we're about to make a very large amount of money. And get signed up to Femex below if you want to buy Bitcoin or altcoins. And without any further ado, it's for me.